Hi, Jason Van Duyn here from AQuest Wealth Strategies. So as we've discussed the basic rules of Roth conversions in the last video, now we're going to kind of move towards the most essential and basic question.
Where do babies come from?
Pass. Next question.
How do I do a Roth conversion? What are the major steps? And in this short video, we'll be discussing the 4 important steps of a Roth conversion, which include opening an IRA, transferring funds into an IRA, paying the taxes, and then converting the account to a Roth.
Is that it? Is that everything?
All right. Step 1. You must open an IRA, an individual retirement account. If you already have an IRA, you can skip that first step.
What? They just skip it?
But if you don't, you want to open an IRA with your favorite AQuest financial advisor. If you're doing it on your own, again, which some people do, maybe Fidelity or Schwab you could also use. Step 2, transfer the funds into the IRA. There are 2 basic ways you can transfer funds into an IRA. You can transfer them from a bank account, let's say for a contribution, or you can transfer the funds from our already existing IRA or roll them over from a 401k to the new IRA. Step 3, convert the account into a Roth. When you are converting a traditional IRA into a Roth, you have 3 options.
Give me some options data quickly.
Number 1 is what's called an indirect rollover option. In this option, you receive a distribution from the IRA and you must contribute that amount to your Roth IRA within 60 days. It gets a little bit messy. There's some tax withholdings and some potential penalties. We don't love that, but that's one way to do it. Number 2 is you have the direct rollover option, which is great. That's where you request the primary IRA provider just to transfer the funds into the amount to the Roth IRA in the amount that you want and tell them it's a conversion.
So far, so good.
The last option is a trustee to trustee transfer when they're both the same. We do this a lot because LPL is our custodian, so we do this a lot with our clients. That's when the IRA and the Roth IRA are with the same provider, Schwab to Schwab, Fidelity to Fidelity. You just need to request the trustee to transfer funds from the IRA to the Roth and code it as a conversion.
Fine, I'm in. What's the next step?
Step 4 is how to pay your taxes. This is by far the most important step to understand. When you convert a pre-tax IRA to a Roth, the entire amount of that conversion will be taxable this year at your ordinary income tax rate. Ordinary rates range from 10% all the way up to 37%, plus potential state income tax, which can vary pretty wildly from state to state.
It can get pretty wild.
And there are 2 different ways to pay the taxes. The first is to have the funds withheld from the conversion. You convert $100,000, you withhold $20,000, you only end up with $80,000 in the Roth because you sent $20,000 to the IRS. The downside with this strategy is the amount is lower than the Roth conversion. Now you only have $80,000 growing tax-free where you could have otherwise had $100,000. Now, even though it's not ideal, it's still okay, and it's better than not, taking advantage of the tax code at all.
So, anyone who wants to come with me and take advantage of it?
The other way that you can pay your taxes is just pay them. Take that $100,000, convert it, $100,000 goes into your account that is growing tax-free. You can take out tax-free and give it to your kids tax-free, and you have $100,000 there, not $80,000. The downside is you've got to have that $20,000, if that's the amount of tax you owe, to go ahead and pay that tax. But it is by far the most efficient way to do it. If that's possible that you can do it that way, that's great. If not, and you have to withhold it, like I said, it's better than nothing, but it's not the most ideal.
But I make the best of it.
Step 5 is to choose your investments. Now, as a licensed financial advisor, if I say anything here, I have to do 1,000,000 disclosures and my compliance department kills me.
We had to kill him, or he'd tell people we tried to kill him.
So let's just say that you choose an investment that fits your time frame and your goals. Now, trust me, we'll do a ton of videos on which investments might be right for you, but this one is about tax efficiency and how to use Roths and conversions specifically. So we're not going to talk about investments now, but trust me, later on, there will be a ton of videos about it. Thank you for checking out our video today. Make sure you hit that like button and share these with your friends. If you have any questions about Roth IRAs or Roth conversions, or would like a complimentary consultation to see if they could be for you, you can contact us at AQuest, AQUEST, wealth.com, and book an appointment with your favorite AQuest advisor. You can also hit the subscribe button and then be alerted when we post new videos about Roth IRAs, Roth conversions, or a ton of different topics.